whichever episode it is, Taco Bonsai, an introduction and at least one repot, maybe more. That's what's going to happen this episode. And again, I'll try to make it brief. This should be a really easy repot, but this is a problem tree of mine. So it's kind of at the point now where its buds are swelling. One is pretty much popped, and it's time to repot it. This is a Sweetgum. You can see I did put a little bit of wire on here to bring this branch down. Hasn't hurt it too bad. There's another branch around the back here. And of course, there's some growth up top. This is a root cutting. I got this off of the roots of a much larger tree. And so the roots that it has are not very good. So I'm gonna try to resolve that and pot it up into a smaller pot. This was to accommodate the long, thick root that it had. And then of course, all the roots were coming off of that. So I'm gonna swap from turntable to bin. A bit on top of the turntable. Let's see, can everyone see? Barely. Move a little far closer. All right. There we go. All right, maybe see a little better of the tree too. So we'll see how I decide to style it, but definitely need this repot. I'm anticipating this just falling out. Of course, there's leaves and some cuttings in here. There's a cutting, I think, from either the cotoneaster or from the anonymous. Don't need that. Don't need that. You know, when it comes winter time, you just throw whatever you can on top to keep it insulated. So I've got leaves, a layer of soil. This one was so young, it didn't have good enough roots. I was worried about it overwintering properly. So far, we're looking pretty good. I'll put all the dew soil and all the leaves. Yeah, I definitely don't want to reuse that. There's quite a bit of it. I don't typically like leaves in here, but as you can imagine, necessary. And I know I can buy a Sweetgum from a nursery. That's a better tree, healthier, all that stuff. What's the fun of that, right? What's the fun of that? This did go pretty much directly into some bonsai soil. You can see in here all this akadama. I thought, hey, I don't want to make any mistakes, so I'll do that first. All right. That soil's gonna go in the trash. We're gonna work on figuring out what's under here. And yes, I know Xavier. I'm gonna work on my editing so we're not just listening to me off camera. So this one's kind of funny, it's such a small tree. So I'm gonna try to take my time a little bit here. It's that leaf I don't want in there. My camera stand base. So you can see there's not a whole lot in here. It's actually roots. Still no roots yet, which is, you know, what I expected, honestly. This is a bit of that big root that I spoke of, which isn't something that I really want. All right, already you can see, not what I was looking for, not at all. Also big pieces of mulch, but yeah, this is not what I wanted. So I don't think I got any new roots this year. Yeah, shoot. Right, I'm going to, yeah. Just a plastic pot from Walmart. It's nice for bigger trees, but a little bit of disappointment here on my part. I've got good roots. What are they doing all the way down there? I need them up here. If I haven't gotten any new roots up here, I'll be really upset. Can't tell if these are roots or nope, it's not. All right, so pretty upset. It's running out of the ground like this, and all the roots are still down here. I do not want them. So rather than messing with this that way anymore, I'm gonna kind of take drastic action here. I'm gonna change my potting height. These are nice, good roots. Clearly survived the winter. Well, yeah, look at all these. Those are beautiful, but not where I want them. Absolutely not where I want them. You can hear the cat giving the business to the dog in the background here. It's a piece of something that's not supposed to be on my roots. Get out of there. Yeah. Oh. Piece of clay. All right. Yeah, in some of my trees I have some like red clay. It's actually like red clay topsoil from my parents' garden. So yeah, this is nice soil still. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pot it, well, up to here. I can do a little bit of trimming on these big roots, but not a whole lot. See, they kind of start here. Grab my pruners, reach across the camera, normal custom, and see if I can't do a little pruning on these. Give myself a little more room at least. All right, I didn't see where the heck that other section went. Not that it's gonna hurt me, but I was trying not to. Here it is. Put these roots back in. And stopped a little short probably where I needed to, but sometimes we do that. Pretty nice roots, honestly. If it wasn't for the fact that this is not my goal for this tree, I'm like, heck yes, these are beautiful roots, but they're not the direction I want. So, rather than complaining about it, I'm gonna see if I can do something about it. Yeah. It just will not grow roots up tall. That's all right. I think I can still use this. It's got a little bit of an inverse taper to it, but if I pot it up like that, you know, just being in the soil, I think that might give me a little better, or I could do a kind of cascade with it. I wonder if I could do that, a little cascade. Plant it up and have this hanging over the edge. It's not very flexible though. Yeah, this is where the root continued off right here. I don't have that anymore. This is really upsetting. While I think about this, I'm gonna grab another pot and focus on something I can do instead. So, while that's kind of hanging out, I'm gonna put this into another container. You might be able to see me in the background, just pouring into a new pot I just bought. Because being clean is smart. This is, I believe, a American Hornbeam. It is a semi-cascade, whatever. I know I'm not supposed to have these crossing branches here, but I really like the form of it regardless of that. So I think I'm gonna stick with this shape, this potting angle, and I'm gonna put this into a smaller, you know, pre-bonsai training cascade pot. This one will probably be a lot easier. So, and this is in pure bonsai mix as well. I'm not repotting this because it needs a repot. I'm repotting it because I want to get into a smaller pot because I like its size. I don't want it to grow too much too fast. This was more like a recovery pot while it was after it was collected. And it'll be useful for something else, maybe. Maybe I'll use it for the Sweetgum there. So you can kind of see it doesn't have the best roots. They're not terrible, but certainly more usable than that other one. I can see already that my thicker roots have started to recede, and I'm starting to get better, thinner roots up here, which makes me very, very pleased. That's kind of what I was going for. So I'm gonna try to untangle them a bit. Yeah, all right. So this guy is doing me no favors. It's coming straight down, it is coming off. Honestly, that was the majority of my issues, was just this guy right here. So that's good, that's done. I can just place that little non-functional root off to the side. I'm looking at this big guy. I think I can go pretty far on this too. Yeah, this is a dead root. I think I can go all the way up to here. Just gonna make sure I'm not trimming anything stupid. Yeah. All the way up to here. Yep, that's good. And this is, so I can't tell these other roots how they're doing, but I can tell these long roots, they're not doing anything really past here. So I'm gonna cut those off as well, just right here. see nice feeder roots there, but other than that, I think the lowest level of usable roots I've got is there. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Take the ends off of these just to make sure they can grow a little bit more. This one too, take the end off of it. So, yeah. If I can continue to get this cascading more and more as time goes on, I'll be happy with that too. I need to tuck these roots across from each other. You may be able to see what I'm doing. This one's kind of growing over the top. I'm okay with it growing, just not that way. If I can, I'd like to bring this down as well. So if I get my radial root base here, that would be cool. It's got really cool movement down here. I'm not sure it's you know, it might be usable. I'm just afraid to lose too many of these roots. And it'll have some inverse taper if I was to do that. Just to pot it like that, with this being, you know, I don't think I could use that. Maybe like this, but again, I want to keep these under soil. All right, take these pots out. These out. Big things of mulch out. I'm gonna grab a little container. Oops. I'm gonna pot it up. So I've got to admit, I've been playing this one for a while. A little training pot for it. This is what I decided on. Not really fancy or anything, but I think if I can get in here, it'll be okay. It's a pretty good size. So, like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, so needs a little more trimming on these roots. I think that's exactly how I want it to sit. Okay, just like this. Yeah, I think that's awesome. So I am actually going to remove this one. These were not the right size scissors for that. I'm going to trim back this one here. Trim back this. Anything else that might be, you know, swirling around. Fairly certain it's got enough vigor to survive all this, so a little better. I don't think we need this one either. Is it better tool for that? Yeah, I think I'll pot it just to there. So, first things first, I gotta get a screen in here. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I'm not gonna pause it because it'll just take me a moment. I'm also not going to worry about being perfect and tying down my screen. I'm just gonna throw it in there. Put some soil in. So in this case, since it's still like a tree in development, and I've seen it many times in other creators' content, I'm not using brand new soil for this all the time. It's just not worth it. Actually, this soil is really great, so I'm gonna use this soil. I'm just gonna do a little, you know? All right, so I've got a nice little hollow in there, kind of shaped the way I want it to be. I'm gonna tuck my tree in. There are a couple roots I gotta kind of sort. Coming out the top, but other than that, yeah. You know what? This one is coming straight up. It's got to go. Can't do anything with it. So there we go. That's my spot. Shoving some soil in here. And to anybody who's watching this saying like, oh no, you cut off the only roots up tall or up high there. Like, yeah, that happens. It should thicken up some. You see it's got plenty of scars on it already, but I mean, much better fit. And I do have little baby feet on the bottom here to, you know, keep this from having no airflow. This will probably live outside for the most part. If it drops too far, actually, if it drops below freezing at night, I'll probably have to bring it in. Well, there. But the only reason I want to do that is because I do not want to lose this tree. I want these buds to do nicely, but all the trees that are outside, even though it was quite cold yesterday, they did fine. And it feels fine. All right. In the background, I just have a Spanish guitar radio on Pandora. I don't think I have to give any royalties since I'm not signing it, but just in case anyone was curious what I'm listening to, I figured rather than having just the sound of my HVAC that never turns off, it is turned off technically, but the fan runs to keep things from being stagnant. I think it has a humidity sensor as well, and since it stays humid in here with all the plants and all the misting and all that, I will forever have that happen. See, these big pieces of mulch don't belong there. All right. I think we're almost there, almost done. Yeah. So that was a really easy repot. I will soak this down. I'm not doing any trimming, but I'm excited to see how this one does, you know? Now, I think it's time to decide on this guy, which is upsetting me so much. There's not much to be done with it. That's the problem. I think I'm going to, see this pot was just too big. I could probably use one half that size now. I think what I'm gonna do, and I'm not sure this will work, I'm not sure if you can see, I'm going to do a little scratching here. Expose some of the cambium. Assuming there is some. Ooh. Let's make sure there is some. You know what? I think I spoke too soon. So, didn't think this would ever happen to me, but if you can see, zero. This tree is dead. Yep, this one's, well, it's got a little bit of green down here, but you know what? No, there's green there. Don't know why it looks like that. All right. Well, for whatever reason, it's alive on the bottom down here and alive on the top. So I will repot it. Not to the same container. In fact, this might be the right container for me. Pot it up like this, you know, just sticking out barely. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I won't bore you guys with that one. That's kind of a boring repot, but I was glad to have my American Hornbeam repotted, my Sweetgum. Sorry, not Sweetgum. Sweetgum. My Sweetgum, I will repot off camera. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me for this episode of Taco Bonsai. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I have to stop saying I'm one of those people now. And have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.